Guilty. I showed them love, they show me hate, but ain't no issues to it. We take them issues, tip that tissue, flush and get through it. We got them hoes with them hoes, we been fishing to it. They get these souls with them dollars, now they flipping through it. This world full of sharks, we been swimming through it. They say they got your back, I love that's sticking to it. I'm trying to save your soul, cause I was meant to do it. They say I'm out my mind, but I be getting to it. Do it for you, just tell them, hold on. Mind of the maker, spirit of the creator. We was help the terrorists, the wicked, and to embrace them. Born in this world of sin, not that life we chose, just a choice we make. What was to be? We don't let grind, cause the struggle made hustlers, envy made thrillers, hate. Thunder made them hungry, control became the mission. If you ain't got that dollar, you just can't get this. They created robbing and stealing, we got them hoes for them hoes. Turn wives in the hoes, just to make the show out of you. Look right past the heart, but you never really know about it. Only what you're told. When the sweater is cold, I ain't talking about that heat for that beat. I'm talking about that darkness in the breach, betrayal, them coffins in the deep. It's hell, you sure I'm saying sleeping on the trail, left that block with them scared. I showed them love, they show me hate, but ain't no issues to it. We take them issues, tip that tissue, flush and get through it. We got them hoes with them hoes, we been fishing to it. They get these souls with them dollars, now they flipping through it. This world full of sharks, we been swimming through it. They say they got your back, I love that's sticking to it. I'm trying to save your soul, cause I was meant to do it. They say I'm out my mind, but I be getting to it. Do it for you, just tell them, hold on. Do this for you, baby, guilty. Tempted by the devil, devices. Tempted by the beauty and the lust of the women. Unrighteous, broken, a place in my heart. A knife is spoken, truth to reveal. Open mind. Many messiahs, I'm so close to divine. Feel like the wrist, I'm so close to the line. They trying to bring me down, I was told to just climb. Raising these truths, but they open them nines. They praying to the sun, we just hoping to shine. They praises to the Father, he will not decline. Raise a child in the way they should go, and they'll do fine. It's a life. Don't put your trust in the wrong one. Might be a long one. Stay strong, baby on. Guilty. I showed them love, they show me hate, but ain't no issues to it. We take them issues, tip that tissue, flush and get through it. We got them hoes with them hoes, we been fishing to it. They get these souls with them dollars, now they flipping through it. This world full of sharks, we been swimming through it. They say they got your back, I love that's sticking to it. I'm trying to save your soul, cause I was meant to do it. They say I'm out my mind, but I be getting to it. Do it for you, just tell them, hold on. Do this for you, baby, hold on.
Young Gotti.
I'd like to give all praise to the Heavenly Father. Kahala Banaba Yahweh. Show me Yahweh Shai. But we gonna get into this. It's a little bit about it. There's more than one God in the Bible. And many people should know that. Because the Anunnaki guys are also involved. But Yahweh is separate from them, which people must know and understand.
Street Empire.
going to start off with John 4:24. The Father is a spirit. Yahweh is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So I'm going to show you the true Father, as we see already. The true God is in these scriptures. And I'm sure there's another God in here also. But you all should know safe. Colossians 1:15. Who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. Okay. So as we see, the Spirit, the Father, has the firstborn of every creature that began all creation. Exodus 6:3. And I appeared unto Abraham and unto Isaac and unto Jacob by the name of Allah Almighty. But by my name Yahweh was I not known to them. Yahweh is of ancient Paleo-Hebrew origins. It means I am, I exist, and I is. It can also mean I will be. The name has a past, present, and future connotation to it. If you read through the scriptures, also mean I am. It means salvation. He who saves, which is how shall also, which are one, and we are one. 1 John 5:20. And we know that the Son of Yahweh was come and had given us an understanding that we may know him, that is true, and we are in him that is true, even in his Son, Hamashiach Yahushua. This is the true Allah and eternal life. So he's teaching us as Father Spirit. The firstborn is in him, and we were formed out of that firstborn. 1 John 3:1. Behold, the manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of Yahweh. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knoweth him not. So the manner of love, the Father is love. You must understand that. And we're called the sons of Yahweh. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. As you see, the world knew him not. Joshua 24:2. And Joshua said unto all the people, this is Yahweh, I love Yasharal. The father dwelt on the other side of the flood in old time, even to Ra, the father of Abraham, the father of Nachor, and they served other gods. So we see, they didn't worship the true Father, the true God. They've been worshiping false gods for thousands of years. Even though he came down several times, and he blessed those that did serve him. But the watchers, has caused many to serve them. I will show you the other guys. Give me 1 minute.
Now you listen to Prime Stars. Street Empire.
Okay, Shalom. 1 second. This says Yahweh, the Holy One of Yasharal, and his Maker, See, that's because the Father speaking through his firstborn, the image of the Creator. And his Maker asked me of things to come concerning my sons and concerning the work of my hands. Command ye me. I have made the earth and created man upon it. I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens and all their hosts have I commanded. So we see Yahweh says, He made the heavens, He made the earth, He created man upon it. Remember that. And created man upon it. So I'll show you this other false god, known as Satan, also Inc. They created man, another man. Show y'all it's not the same. Second Ezra 6, until Enoch thou gavest one part, which was dried up the third day, that he should dwell in the same part of wherein are 1,000 hills. So we see that there's a man already prepared to be upon the earth to be created, and his place was prepared the third day, was dried up for his land to be done. Second Ezra 6, upon the fifth day, thou saidst unto the seventh part where the waters were gathered, that it should bring forth living creatures, fowls, and fishes. And so it came to pass. Second Ezra 6, then didst thou ordain two living creatures, the one thou callest Enoch, and the other Leviathan. So we see that on the fifth day, he already had man ordained to be. Second Ezra 6, upon the sixth day, thou gavest commandment unto the earth, that before thee it should bring forth beasts, cattle, and creeping things. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. So Adam was made Lord of all thy creatures. Of him come we all, and this is a specific Adam, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. So his people that he's chosen come from this Adam, his son, Yahweh's son, Adam that he created upon this earth and form. There's many Adams. Matthew 13:24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while he slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servant of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst thou not sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hast tares? He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servant said unto him, Without then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, no, lest while ye gather up the tares, you root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together unto the harvest. And in time of harvest I will say to the reapers, Gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles, and burn them. But gather the wheat into my barn. So we see the enemy has sowed tares. I'm going to the next verse to show you where at. Matthew 13:38. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. So we see the field is the world. And he put forth the parable telling people to understand. This enemy came and put seed among his field, this world, and sowed tares among his field, his world. And they're the children of the wicked one. You see, he didn't want to have them all pulled up. He didn't want to kill everybody together. You see that? He's a loving God. He said, wait, let them grow so they can separate themselves to what he's trying to take. When they grow, you'll see in the time of harvest who's sour and who's ripe. Genesis 3:15, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So we'll see that there'll be enmity between the seed of the serpent, of the enemy seed, and the woman of the earth, her children. That born seed from Adam from Yahweh, not from Satan. Genesis. And Yahweh said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So we see, when you get to the Genesis story, it elaborates on a past creation, a present, and a future creation coming. But it showed what we're showing at the time of the replenishing. So we said at the time of the replenishing, replenish the earth. You need to understand the watchers came down also. So the aspect of these scriptures came upon them also. But they the ones came to the daughters of men. And they also looked to try to make man in their own image. As the council of Yahweh did to replenish the earth. The true guys. The watchers also come down. So Yahweh created man in his own image. In the image of Yahweh created he him. Male and female created he them. And we understand Yahweh gave them dominion over the earth, over the fowl of the earth, over every creeping thing that creeped upon the earth. All of the cattle. You see? The other God I'm going to show you, he didn't do this. He came to create slaves. Ohio State University EDU. The Anunnaki arrived on Earth 450,000 years ago looking for minerals, namely gold, which they began mining in Africa. When Anunnaki miners became displeased with workers' condition, it was decided that Anunnaki genes and Homo erectus genes would be engineered to create slaves to replace the miners, thus resulting in Homo sapiens, or mankind, as we know it. See, this is how crazy they get, because some of these scholars, a lot of them Illuminati, they worship Satan, and they want him to be the true God, known as Enki. But the scriptures and the tablets and stuff, it separates, letting on that there's another God, a true God. And I'm going to show you even the history, right here. There was pre-Adamites before Enki came, and I already showed you that, because on the fifth day, it's pre-Adamites. And we was the new Adam came in. After Enki came in, genetically modified his own Adam and put him over the original Adam. And it happened to our father Adam also, because he gave the power to him. I'm going to show you that. NativeVillage.org, gold mining. How long ago evidence suggests that mining took place in southern Africa during the Old Stone Age? In the 1970s, archaeologists began looking for South Africa's ancient mines. Extensive mining areas were discovered in Swaziland and other sites. Some shafts were up to 50 feet deep. Stone objects and charcoal remains dates to 5,000, 46,000, and 60,000 BC. Scientists now believe that the mining technology was used in southern Africa after 100,000 BC. In September 1988, the age of human habitats in Swaziland and Zululand were determined to be 80,000 to 115,000 years. Zulu legends tell about the most ancient gold mines. And Monotapa, right here, there you go. The mines were worked by artificially produced flesh. And these are the people of Enki or Satan. And blood slaves created by the first people. These slaves went into battle with the ape men when the Great War star appeared in the sky. See, this is where they get the Planet of the Apes from. This is real. And this is not the children of Yahweh, the children of Satan right here. The artificial flesh people. And pre-Adamites that Yahweh created saw these people. Because they was also being slaves at first too, along with the Ijiji. Give me 1 minute. Okay. Forbidden knowledge. Makeup and weapons. In one account, the angel Asel descends on earth and teaches forbidden knowledge to women concerning female adornment, which facilitates lust. He also teaches men how to create weapons, which enables war. And Isaiah taught men to make swords and daggers and shields and breastplates. And he showed them the things after these and the art of making them, bracelets and ornaments, and the art of making up the eyes and of beautifying the eyelids, of the most precious and choice stones, and all kinds of colored dyes. And the world was changed, and there was great impiety and much fornication, and they went astray, and all their ways became corrupt. And another thread woven into the story of the watchers in Enoch, humans are taught magic and other forbidden knowledge. And they taught them charms and spells and showed them the cutting of roots and trees, medicine. This again resulted in sin and the flood, mating and reproducing with women. The predominant tradition and main thread in the Book of Watchers, into which the other traditions are interwoven, focuses on the desire of the angels, led by Shemihaza, to mate with human women. So we see even the Book of the Watchers, which they took, the Book of Enoch, which they took out of the Bible, which is in the original Ethiopian Orthodox. Is the oldest Bible that's still put together on earth. And they took it out when they put it in the church because it spoke of more detail of what really went on and what the Watchers taught man, what Satan taught man, the wickedness. Because he's the tree of knowledge of good and evil. He taught them the evil. Okay, Genesis 7:1. And Yahweh said unto Noah, come thou and all thy house in the ark, for I have seen righteousness before me in this generation. And I'm going over to the side, we see Yahweh, when they put Yahweh, but Yahweh. So we see in the script, it actually says Yahweh said to Noah, go into the ship with your whole family, because I have seen that you have all righteous among the people of today. Which that's a new translation, but it says Yahweh, as we know. So we know which God this is. Then we have this other guy, Satan. Inky goes to the house of Atrahasis. Inky tells him to stand inside by the door, because we know he is a trickster. He also known as Satan, Satan, the administrator. And a lot of them are administrators. Atrahasis does as Inky commands. Now Inky speaks to the house. House, hear my words. House, listen to what I say. House, Enlil will send a flood to destroy humans. House, you must build a boat like this. Inky drew the plan of a large boat on the ground. Wall, take provisions on the boat. Read. Hut, take your family onto the boat. House, take pairs of animals onto the boat. Wall, take the beasts on the fields and the birds of the air onto the boat. House, this will happen in 7 days. So we know that another story correlates Satan's time also putting people on the boat. They know it correlates to the story of Noah almost, but we know that there was more boats and more people that was put on boats. So that's why these crazy people thinking that Yahweh was one of these Anunnaki when he's not. He's a true God, the true counsel. And they don't understand. Inky had a dream from the Abzu. Then in his dream he said the all, which we know that goes back to the counsel of Yahweh. When you get deeper to the text and to the tablets talk, that's the counsel of Yahweh. He tried to say in his dream that the all told him to put this guy on the boat. So he tried to say the counsel of Yahweh told him to. So that's what Satan said. The counsel of Yahweh told him to put him on the boat. They all did. But we know this is Satan. He's a trickster. So we see that Yahweh had Noah build an ark, put his family on and the people that was with him of his kingdom. And we see that Satan had Atrahasis, told him a story, told him to put people on a boat, make a boat also. And then we're going to go to the land of the. This is hundreds ago. It's also been called continent of Pan and occupied by the words of Jehovah, which Yahweh, published by John Ballou. New Bruff, age 82. There's a world map showing the locations of this lost pan in the Pacific Ocean. Oahu makes its sinking coincident with the deluge, the sacred people of Pan and the Ihins, otherwise the Algonquins, had been warned of the coming flood and were building ships in which to escape. Now, I'm sure how many 138 arcs of the deluge. So we see there's 138 ships were built. See, this information comes from another place upon earth. See, this information is all over. It's scattered. That's how Satan done it. So many people got witnesses and information to this. The Torah is the foundation. And you must figure out what's really going to happen. And we see there's more than one boat actually really built. 138 arcs of the deluge. So we know for the crazy people think Yahweh was the same as Inky. They're crazy, or they think he's Enlil. He's not. Yahweh was a council of 7 angels, coming as Yahweh, the image of Yahweh, which the firstborn is among them. And he comes in the temple of Yahweh on earth. And in us. And Genesis, we're going to go back again, just one. Yahweh said, let us make man in our image, and after our likeness. And let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So you see, Yahweh gave dominion. to the people man he created. Going to the story of Enki, they created theirs for slaves, and they didn't get their creation right. Yahweh created his good and perfect, as you know. Creation of Enki wasn't perfect. They didn't get it right. They had to keep creating people till they got it right. They kept messing with the genetics of the pre-Adamites. Say Yahweh created. Then they also started mixing with our people, but they also had our people mixing with they pre-Adamite that they made. That what kills our age and was killing our power and our brain and knowledge. Those making us dumber. Wisdom of Solomon 20:23. For Yahweh created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity. So we know Yahweh created man to be immortal. He didn't create him to sit there and die. It was brought through Satan, Satan, also known as Enki, and his crew. And all they knock you out in the same people, so don't get that twisted. 1 Corinthians 3:16. Know ye not that you are the temple of Yahweh, of the Father, and that spirit of Yahweh dwelleth in you? So we know the true God telling you where he dwells. In his counsel and in us. Remember, the others are created beings. Darkness is created. The beings that are in darkness, their spirits are created. We have the light. Our spirits are formed of the actual Father Spirit through the firstborn Spirit, which formed us and then formed man, and we dwell in these temples. 1 Corinthians 6:19. What know ye not that your body is a temple of the Holy Ghost, the Ruach Kodesh, which is in you, which you have of Yahweh, and you are not of your own. Now, you think you are your own, many, but you're not your own. You belong to Yahweh, you belong to the Father, you belong to the Ruach. But not your own. You're just a temple. And not who you are. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to our Father, which we are a part of. And there's more questions that we can receive, which our brother Akin Yahushua was teaching us, which also known as Yahweh, the head council of the angels, which they are all called Yahweh. One second. Psalms 5:4. For thou art not a God that has pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. So we know he's not a God that has pleasure in wickedness. Neither shall evil dwell with him. This is the true God that we're speaking of. James 1:13. Let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of Yahweh. For Yahweh can not be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. We'll show you that. 1 Corinthians 14:33. For Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. See, they understand when I say Yahweh, that's the title of the Father, which the angels came in his title, because they didn't glorify themselves, they glorified the Father. The firstborn glorified the Father. That's what he came in. The Father's name. He's salvation was saved. So you need to know that. Ezekiel 33:8. When I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die, and if thou dost not speak to warn the wicked from his way, that wicked man shall die in his iniquity. But his blood will I require at your hand, at thine hand. The reason being, because the way that man is going will cause death upon himself and of his life, because the choices he's making. And you can lead him from that and teach him to at least try to lead him from that. But if you just watch and let it happen, it's on your hand, because we're guides, we're saviors. To save people from the iniquity, and from destruction, and from the death, and bring them back to life, to the light. There's also another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, If he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? And I said, it is so, Yahweh. Just said he unto me. Even so, also, is Yasharal's portion. So even we have to go through these dangers to receive our inheritance, to receive this earth, because of what our forefathers done and what we're doing too. Can't blame it all on Adam. We're still doing, a lot of us still doing the same things he did. Being a God, being a Lord, and we're chasing after lessons. Ecclesiastes 5:18. Behold, that which I have seen is good and comely for one to eat and to drink, and to enjoy the good of all his labor, that he taketh under the sun all the days of his life, which Yahweh will give it to him, for it is his portion. It's a man's portion to live, do his duties, follow the commandments, enjoy his life. But because of the wickedness here, that's not so. 2 Chronicles 6. And said, oh, Yahweh, Allah of Yasharal, there's no Allah like thee in the heaven. See that? There's no God like thee in heaven. There's no power like him in heaven. Nor in the earth, which keepeth covenant and showeth mercy unto thy servants that walk before thee with all their hearts. Psalms 86:15. But thou, O Yahweh, thou, O Adon, art Allah full of compassion and gracious, long-suffering, and plenteous in mercy and truth. So it is merciful. John 10:10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal and kill and to destroy. I am come that they may have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. See that? Satan ain't giving his life for nobody. He wants you to give your life for his word, his deeds, his wants. He don't want you to give your life for your brothers, the people, or the righteousness, or the good. He wants you to die in vain. Death upon. That's what he wants. I'm sure more of him. Now there was a day when the sons of Yahweh came to present themselves before the Adon, and time came also among them. And the Adon said unto Satan, what camest thou? And Satan answered the Adon and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. So pay attention. He was going to and fro, walking up and down in the earth. And Yahweh said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth Yahweh and escheweth evil. So he feared God and escheweth evil. And fear is obey. So a lot of people understand. This fear is obey, obedience. They think this fear isn't being scared of. Now this is obedience. People don't understand it. And look, when he said, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man? So when it's talking to Satan, saying that, now it just said, as Satan was, Satan came as thou, right? Satan answered and said, from going to and fro in the earth, from walking up and down in it. Satan been all over. So Satan, see how all these other people are acting and what they're doing. So he's saying, is anyone like Job? Anyone perfect doing anything like him? He hate evil. He obey Yahweh. Fear Yahweh. He obey him with obedience. That's what he's saying to him. And Satan answered. The Adon said, does Job fear Yahweh for naught? So he trying to test him, say, well, did Job really fear you? Has not thou made a hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. So he's saying, as Yahweh, didn't you give all them things to him and bless him? That why not he obey you and fear you? Is that not why he obey you? But put forth thy hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. But Satan tell him, put forth the hand to him. Take these things away from him, and he'll curse you to your face. And the dying said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in your power, only upon himself, but not for thy hand. So Satan went from the presence of the dying Yahweh. So we know that he said, put forth thy hand now and touch all that he had, and we curse you to thy face. Then what Satan tell him? But Yahweh ain't putting that, touching that, doing that to him. Lord said, behold, all this power is in your hand, in your power. But upon himself do not hurt him. What he's saying, don't touch him, don't kill him. Because we know this world, we know that Satan is God of this world. And he said, you made a hedge about him. We know that the shadow and the wings of the Almighty is over him, guarding Job, protecting Job, because Job is obedient and he's doing what he's supposed to do. So he's been blessed for us. And Satan don't like that. And it's reason being for it, because Satan know that we're guys over him, lords over him, and we're growing back to our knowledge to be sitting on our throne. But he don't want that. I'm going to show you that. So Satan is that God of this world, the one that's going around out of this world. He's the one touching the material things, the wants of riches and things. He the one running around after it was brought the law. He the one make sure every nation, everybody got pieces of the laws and stuff, so he can punish you for them. He don't want you to know the whole truth. He wants you to know truth, but not the whole truth. And then he wants you to know lies, so he can trick you and beguile you. And he needs you to know the laws now. Satan needs you to know the laws too. You gotta understand that. So he can punish you. That's why he don't want people to believe in the laws. So he twists them up and do all the things he do. So he can punish you. But watch this. Jude 1:9. Yet Michael the archangel will continue with the devil. He disputed about the body of Moses. There's not bringing against him a real accusation, but said, the dying rebuke you. So Yahweh rebuke him. See, understand something? Satan was still running around working his trickery. He was still working, but now he got rebuked. Understand? He got kicked out. You understand? Again. He got put down on earth, but he was still working, doing a job. You know? But it was so tricky and wicked. That's what happened to the body of Moses. Satan made sure his body, he got killed and his body went missing. That's people ain't understanding that. Satan made sure of that. So that's how they rebuked him. This is done purposely. That's why they looking for the body of Moses and all that, because Satan, he made sure of that. That's why he was rebuked at this time. And it's after we left out of Egypt. So you know Satan was still working around. He wasn't fighting against, as you think. Like you think he was fully against Yahweh at this time. Not yet until now. He was working his trickery. He was working for Yahweh and doing trickstery, telling people to do evil. Sometimes you see that guy that'll come down and tell you to do something wicked. That was Satan who come down. That's why I always don't say Yahweh, and then it'll come down and it'll be Satan sometimes. Tempting man to do wicked and evilness. Second Esdras 6:54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people of also whom thou hast chosen. So there's more than one Adam, but we come from mankind, what it's telling you. We come from the ground, the dust. Come from man. Luke 4:6. And the devil said unto him, see what I showed that for first of all, let you know. Adam made Lord of all creatures. He has the power of the earth. Now we go to Luke 4:6. And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that it is delivered unto me. And to me whomsoever I will give it. So now we see, it say Adam made Lord of earth, but now we see in Luke, say he got the power trying to give it around. Got people, which he was doing throughout the Bible, offer people riches to serve him, because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So I was seeing in Job, the power was in his hand, but he told him not to touch Job, take his life. So we know he's the God of his word. But he know he can't do nothing over Yahweh's head without Yahweh knowing. But with all his trickery, he's been doing so in these days. That's why the war is coming, the battle. Because he's doing things he's not supposed to be doing. He's God of this world, but he's doing too much wickedness and causing too much hell. So he must be brought down. He was told not to descend back into the heavens. That's why he's finna be destroyed. See, he's God of this world. He's creating all this wickedness. And he was told not to descend back up though. Ascend back into the heavens, that he's been doing it. Him and his seed been going back into the heavens. And he shall surely be brought down. The war's coming. Adam's contract with Satan. The legend of the chirograph of Adam, Michael E. Stone. The legend of Satan's second deception of Adam and Eve throughout the Oriental Christian cultures. According to a legend known from Greece and in the west of Armenia and Georgia and the east of Satan deceived Adam and Eve a second time. The devil tricked them into concluding a contract, submitting their offspring to his rule until the unbegotten is born and the undying one dies. See, we know the cultures around the world knew about this thing. It's written. Stuff's been written. The other nations want us to save them too. Because they're also under. If they came from Adam or any other Adam that's not of Satan's seed, they're ready to be saved. Even some of Satan's seed want to be saved because they don't even want to worship their own God. Hebrews 2:13. And again, I will put trust in him. And again, behold, I and the children which Yahweh hath given me. For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had power of death, that is the devil. And that power was because of that contract that was made with Adam. Made a contract with the devil. It was straight beguiled. But first Eve was beguiled, and then Adam would be beguiled through the trickery of the knowledge and his devices and wickedness. That's why Adam's kingdom fell, and he was kicked out of the garden also. Yahweh shall die. He came as a man. Yahweh came as a man. Yahweh came as a man in the flesh, his temple of a man, and he died to break that covenant, that contract that was made with Satan or Adam. So Satan had the power of this world. That's why all this evil and wickedness going on. Revelations 12:4. And now we're going to go back again. And his tail drew the third parts of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child, as soon as it was born. So in these scriptures is so much allegory. But I'm going to show you the part which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. Because, you know, these scriptures are past, present, and future. So Revelation 12:13, and when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man child. And Eve was one of the first ones, we know, from the husband of Adam, our forefather, that one, to bring forth that man child, because Satan knew the contract was going to be broken by that child, and he was going to lose his power and rulership, as I just wrote in the past scriptures on the last slide. So he was looking for the seed of that woman. Genesis 17:15. And Yahweh said unto Abraham, as for Sarah thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarah, but Sarah shall her name be, and I will bless her and give her thee a son also of her. Yeah, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. You see that? Kings of people shall be of her. You know that king was coming, that child, since Adam, the one the Ruach was put into him when he was made. And he fell to the trick of Satan, Eve and Adam. Fell to his contract. But he knew a child was going to be born to break that contract. He knew Yahweh and the sons of Yahweh was going to be born in the flesh. The elect, the ones from above, to destroy him and break down his kingdom. Once Yahweh was born, his contract was broken. So people don't understand. That was the purpose of his death. He came to break that contract. Like he said, he went into hell. They don't understand it. Genesis 17:21. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, with Sarah, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year. So we see that covenant is going to be established with Isaac. So from Abraham, the covenant established to Isaac. This chosen lineage of where the son was going to be born. And these sons was going to be born, sons of Yahweh. And the son, the firstborn of Yahweh who came down, Yahweh, Shah was going to be born through it. Our brother, our king. And it came to pass after these things that Yahweh, they don't say that, okay. And it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham, and he said, behold, here I am. And he said, take now thy son, thy only son, Isaac, whom thou lovest, and give thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him therefore a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. See, they gotta understand, it's Satan coming to tempt Abraham. When he tell him to offer as a burnt offering upon the mountains, as a burnt offering, and I'm gonna show you that. As I'm showing you, because that was the child. Hold on, I'm gonna show you, but I'm showing you. He's trying to take away that child, the son of Yahweh, that chosen lineage, that he will be born through. So he tried to get Abraham. But Yahweh was saying, and bless Abraham like, you do fear God. Because Abraham don't know this Satan coming to him. Like, so you do fear God, and you gonna give your only son for me. Thinking it's me, and you still can give your only son. That's why he stopped. But I'm gonna show you also what that burnt offering means for other people that don't know. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3. Hold on. Chapter 3 and 5. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 5. No, we're going to start at 4. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. And have been a little chastened. Having been a little chastened, they shall be greatly rewarded. For Yahweh proved them and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace he tried them, and received them as a burnt offering. You see this? As gold in the furnace hath he tried them, and received them as a burnt offering. So that's how we're received as a burnt offering. And it's not as death for men burnt on no actual fire. So that's also allegory to them scriptures. But we know Satan did come to try to tempt them, so he would take away that son, that chosen seed that the sons of Yahweh were born through, the elect. And Yahweh shall be born through. So many people got to understand that. Because Yahweh tempts no man of evil. And you can't tempt him of evil. And he tempts no man to do evil. He won't tempt Abraham, go kill your son. I'm going to see if you do it. Nah, Satan tempting him. As you see in Job, remember? Satan go around tempting people to see if they really believe in Yahweh. So he can punish them. And he'll keep rulership and power over his kingdom if they don't. And if he can keep them in sin, he keep power over his kingdom. That's why he's going around doing it. That's how he keeps power. He has to keep us down in sin and wickedness. But he doesn't send it to the heavens. He shall be brought down. He went beyond what he's supposed to do. What he's been doing. Because he ain't supposed to be doing evilness like he's doing. It's his own vain thought. 1 Chronicles 16. Even of the covenant which he had made with Abraham, and of his oath unto Isaac, and have confirmed the same to Yahweh for a law, and to Yasharal for an everlasting covenant. See? And to Yasharallah for an everlasting covenant. So it was made favor with us. Exodus 4:22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, this says Yahweh, Yasharal is my son, even my firstborn. Because we was the chosen seed, the chosen lineage that Satan was trying to stop from coming. That's why the pharaohs and all this were pressing us, doing all that wickedness to us too. That's why the Pharaoh wanted we wanted the sons killed. Remember that. He said if you have a son, kill him. If it's a daughter, keep the daughter alive. They know it goes by the seed of the father. And they knew that through this I seed, that Yahushua was going to come through. That many saviors and the elect are coming through the seed of Yasharal. And they know that. Yahweh told me, Israel, my firstborn, Yasharal. This the temples I'm walking in. We're going to go down to Deuteronomy 4:22. We'll show you that. For you are a holy people to the dying after Allah. And the Lord had chosen you to be a people for his own possession out of all the people who are on the face of the earth. But we are for his own possession, for his own purpose and reason, to keep this earth in order, the light. We're the light of the earth, we're the law, we're the council, we're the guides, the lords on earth. We're the temples of Yahweh on earth. And what agreement? 2 Corinthians 6:16. And what agreement has the temple of Yahweh with idols? But you don't worship other men, worshiping stones and bricks and walls. We are gods. A God is in you. For ye are the temple of the living God. As Yahweh has said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their Allah, and they shall be my people. So people understand. Israel is his firstborn, Yashua. We are his firstborn. Yahweh has said, as Yahweh has said, I will dwell in them, and I will walk in them. So he's in our bodies. That's why we're the chosen. He chose certain temples he will walk in on earth. Even though he has a portion of the Father's spirit, because the Father brought forth the firstborn. He gives portions to others to have life, and give them portions upon their mind to think different. But we are the actual sons of the Creator. We created all things from inside the Creator. We were brought forth. We are the sons of Yahweh, the sons of the Father. Deuteronomy 16:18. I got to show you why a lot of evil stuff going on, wickedness in the scripture, so people don't understand. Deuteronomy 16:18. Judges and officers shalt thou make thee in all thy gates, which Yahweh thy Allah giveth thee throughout thy tribe, and they shall judge the people with just judgment. So we're given the head, we're given the opportunities, we're given the leadership and the rule of these tribes to make judgment over the people with just judgment. So we're doing the judging. So people gotta understand. Judges 21:25. In those days there was no king in Israel. Every man did that which was right in his own eyes. So when there's no king in Israel, no head leader or ruler, and things out of order, every man does what's right in their own eyes. That's why you see a lot of decisions and choices being made in the scriptures. If there's no head, no ruler, no council, no governor of the people. And then some of the governors are doing wrong and wickedness. Let's get into that. Ezekiel 13:3. This says Yahweh Allah, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. Jeremiah 23:21. I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied. But if they had stood in my counsel and had caused my people to hear my words, then they should have turned them from their evil way and from the evil of their doings. Am I a Allah at hand, says the dawn, and not a Allah far off? Can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him, says Yahweh? Do not I fill heaven and earth, says the dawn? I have heard what the prophet said, that prophesy lies in my name, saying I have dreamed. I have dreamed. So he's telling us, this prophecy he haven't given no message to, that they prophesy. He haven't told them these things. He has put a spirit upon them to wake his people up. And if he did, they're out there for their own doings, their own counsel. They're not doing it to turn men from the evil way. Like he said, they should have turned them from the evil way. He caused my people to hear my words, and they should have turned them from the evil way and from the evil of their doings. These people are up to their own mission. Greed, power, fame, and more. Can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him?
Street Empire.
It's telling you, it's the firstborn speaking from the Father. It's the Spirit. No spirit can hide from him. No matter what you see, he can see. No matter where you at, he knows he can do. That's what Satan wants. That's why he want to put trackers in devices. He want to see everywhere you at, with cameras and all, and we're located and tracking devices. Know where you at, and they want to see you too. He want to be able to do what Yahweh do. Yahweh can do it without any of this. He controls all life, all elements of the earth. And through the firstborn, that he brought all things to existence. He's speaking to us, telling us, can any hide himself in a secret place, in secret places that I shall not see him? Says Yahweh. Do not I feel heaven and earth, says Yahweh the Don. He know the ones that prophesy lies in his name. They had dreams and visions. 1 second.
Street Empire. We legendary.
Wisdom of Solomon 2. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there's no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. Pay attention. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious. This is the ungodly speak. And in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. So now I'm going to show you what's on their mind and how they live. Why this stuff is going on. This is in the hearts of the wicked. For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. This is what's going on in these people's mind. For the breath is in our nostrils, is as smoke, and a little spark is the movement of our heart, which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall be vanished as the soft air. That's all they're thinking about, because they know they are wicked, and our name shall be forgotten in time. They want to be remembered. They want fame. And no man shall have our works in remembrance, and our life shall pass away as a trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome the heat thereof. For our time is very shadow that passes away, and after our end there is no returning. So these people think that's why they're so evil and wicked. They don't want to die. They don't want to leave this place. That's why they're building all the devices. That's why they want so much fame or remembrance of themselves. They don't want to go. For it is sealed fast. For it is fast sealed, that no man cometh again. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use these creatures like as in you. You see this? And let us speedily use the creatures like as in you. They want to slay, they want to harm, they want to use, they want to conquer, because they know not the truth. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. Let us crown ourselves rosebuds before they would be withered. Let none of us go without his heart of voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place. For this is our portion. And our life is this. This is the wicked heart. They want to be remembered forever. They want fame forever. They don't want to die. They don't want to go. So they've been doing all this so long. That's why they say they want to use the youth. Creatures like in youth, they want to slave. They want to enjoy themselves in their lives because they feel like there's no returning. There's no more life. We know there's reincarnation. We know there's other worlds and places. But for the wicked, they know they will not enjoy none of this. And for the troubled and destroyed minds, they fall along with them, believing the same thing. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. You see this? Because they feel like they're going to die. They don't know the truth. They know they're going to die. They know the reward, their reward. So this is what they do while they're on earth. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Therefore let us lie and wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean, contrary to our doings. You see these evil ones? They want to get rid of the good people, the righteous. Why? They say, and he is clean, and contrary to our doings. He upbraided us, our offending the law. He upbraided us with our offending the laws. See, they don't want to obey laws. They want to be wild beasts, run around doing whatever. No judgment. And object to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. He professes to have the knowledge of Yahweh, and he calls himself the child of the dying. He was made to reprove our thoughts He is grievous to even to behold. His life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. So see, fashion of the light, they're created of darkness. They don't want to be reproved. They don't want to be changed. One day. Okay. We esteem the film as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed, and make his boast that Yahweh is his father. Let us see if his words be true. So they want to test us. Let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the son of Yahweh, he will help him and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. So they figure, oh, if they're the sons of Yahweh, he'll save them. He's going to deliver them. Let's see if this is true. Let's prove. Let's see what should happen in the end of him. Let's see if Yahweh will deliver him from the hand of his enemies. That's what they want to see. They want to test him. They want to play games. Let us examine him with his spitefulness and torture. You see this? They want to torture. This hate, greed, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. Let us condemn him with a shameful death. You see this? Let us condemn him with a shameful death. For by his own saying, he shall be respected. Such things they did imagine. They pay attention. Such things they did imagine and were deceived, for their own wickedness has blinded them. These men are deceiving themselves. The power, that ruach that's in us, they have no understanding. The true sons of Yahweh, the elect. What we're capable of, what we would do and can do for the power of our Father. They understand not. One second. We're going to back. Oh yeah. Second Esdras chapter 7. So make you see something. Before we end this, we're going to read it. And Second Esdras 10. And I said, so, Adon, this said unto me, even so all of us Yasharal's portion that's going through this hell for our reward. Because what was done. Because for their sakes I made the world. They made the world for our sake. And he's telling you that. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. So Adam broke the statutes and gave power to the devil, Satan. Then was decreed now that it now is done. People don't understand that. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail. They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. You see that? For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure and brought immortal fruit. So the entrances into the old world, they're wide and sure and brought immortal fruit. Like everybody can get in type. You see? If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them. Now therefore, why disquiet thou thyself, seeing thou art but a corruptible man? And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal? Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is come to rather than that which is present? See, people stuck on what's going on, they don't kill what's coming. And then the things going on, they just override the truth and righteousness to live in wickedness, to get along, to go along. That's crazy. Then answered I and said, O Adon that bears rule, thou hast ordained in thy law that the righteous should inherit these things. but that the ungodly should perish. The ungodly should die, be gone. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things. And hope for why? For they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the wide. The righteous seeking to get in, but have to suffer these things. And hope for the wide, hope for the better. Wickedly have suffered the straight things. They live, and yet shall not see the wide. They shall see destruction, death, hell. And he said unto me, there is no judge above Yahweh, and none that hath understanding above the highest. See this? So they think Inky and Lil and all them, the guys, they don't understand. There's a separation. The Father in these scriptures showing you. He not those other guys. He's a Ruach. The Ruach of Ruachs. They brought us the firstborn. That's what giving us firstborn to watch over us. It's Satan coming down trying to play the role of being God. Saving mankind and creating his own wicked man. Genetically modifying the blood of us. Turning our hearts and minds to the wicked. To be comfortable with evil and wickedness as it's normal. For Yahweh has given strict commandment to such as came what they should do to live. He that came and what they should observe to avoid punishment. So you see, he left us not blind, left us not stranded. Yahweh has given us straight commandment to such as came what we should do to live. The whole duty of man keep the commandments. And people don't understand the commandments because they're looking at the laws, Yahweh laws and statute judgments, rights, commandments. Then they're looking at laws that are made by Moses and Joshua and other rulers throughout, which is lawful we're allowed to do when we rule the nation. But they didn't understand Yahweh has commandments that he specifically had. And they're not grievous, they're not hard to do. Man overlooked that. And he showed us how to avoid what to do, what we should observe to avoid punishment. Nevertheless, they were not obedient to him, but spake against him and imagined vain things, and deceived themselves by the wicked deeds. And said the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways. So people, they deceive themselves by the wicked deeds. When they say God did this and that, caused them to do this, because he created them. And he created them as gods. He gave them that type of mind. And they misbalanced the light and the darkness, which caused them to deceive themselves. And by doing so, the deeds that they do, the wicked deeds, they deceive themselves by. They feel rewarded by doing wrong. When people do good, they see they have received a reward because the wicked is said to make sure it happens that way to fool and deceive, beguile, to trick man from transcending as the gods they are, sons of the Most High. But his law have they despised and denied his covenants, and his statutes have they not been faithful, and have not performed his works. And therefore, Ezra, for the empty are empty things, and for the full are the full things. Behold, the time shall come that these tokens which I have told thee shall come to pass, and the bride shall appear. She coming forth shall be seen, that now is withdrawn from the earth. And whatsoever is delivered from the foresaid evils shall see my wonders. For my son, Yahushua, shall be revealed with those that be with him, and they that remain shall rejoice within 400 years. And after these years shall my son Mashiach die, and all men that have life. So we birthed him through the Spirit, and through us who we are. We are Hamashiach Yahushua, and he is a singular and plural. He's coming, and he's also in us. He's coming in us, which he is us, in us, coming, and we are here. We are here, what people don't understand. And he's coming also in a singular. But I'm going to say, after the 400 years that shall die, they talk about the truth, the doctrines, and all this. speaking of the truth and the doctrines and the belief. And all these, after these years, shall my son, Hamashiach, die, and all men that have life. Now watch. And the world shall be turned into the old silence, 7 days, like as in the former judgment, so that no man shall remain. So we know this a renewal. This a war coming. This destruction, this hell coming. But there's a lot of other things coming in the midst of that causes that, and things come after that, which is going to cause destruction even more. But we know it's going to keep some of us alive, as he said. And after 7 days, the world that yet awakeneth not shall be raised up, and that shall die, that is corrupt. And the earth shall restore those that are asleep in her. And so shall the dust, those that dwell in silence, and the secret places shall deliver those souls that were committed unto them. You see that? And the secret places shall deliver those souls that were committed unto them. There's people that committed their souls to Satan and to other evil spirits that belong to Satan, which they call Satan administrators. They call Satan. These that work with the evil spirits. They're under this administrators. You got Ra, Inky, Enlil. Who else we got? We can name all that Nike guys. All of them are not causing all these things. I'll tell you that because all the watches are not, all of them are not the faultless. We know Inky. We know Amin Ra. We know the sons of Inky. You gotta pay attention to Inky is one of the main ones. Known as Satan. He's the main one known as Satan. And the others are known as Satan, the administrator. And there's more. I do other shows on it and other teachings on it. I've done some if you didn't catch your name. Nah, we can keep naming them, but let's see. Murdu, which is Ra. And the earth shall those that dwell in silence, and the secret places shall deliver those souls from to them. And the Most High shall appear upon the seat of judgment. Misery shall pass away, and the long suffering shall have an end. But judgment only shall remain. To this, truth shall stand and shall wax strong. The believers, those that made it, sons of Yahweh, the elect, and those that word they have spoken of the beast of Hamashiach, at least the Father of Yahweh. And the work shall follow, and the reward shall be showed, and the good deeds shall be a force, and wicked deeds shall be over. You understand this coming over this true world? The heaven on earth. We know we got other worlds coming on earth, so we must bring back order to earth and the heaven back on earth. Because this is a place of living. This is another place that our spirit can dwell on. And these bodies and temples that have life. So we're spirits. The earth is another place. We have to put it back in order so we can live in joyfulness. To experience this life of the creation of the Almighty, of the Father. Okay. Then said I, Abraham prayed first for the Sodomites, and Moses for the fathers that sinned in the wilderness. And Yahshua after him for Israel in the time of time, in the time of Khan. Samuel and David for the destruction, and Solomon for them that should come to the sanctuary, and Helias for those that receive rain, and for the dead that he might live. And Zacchaeus for the people in the time of Sennacherib, and many for many. Even so now, seeing corruption is grown up and wickedness increased, and the righteousness have prayed for the ungodly. Wherefore shall it not be so now also? So even now, we're still praying for the ungodly, as they always have been doing. And we've seen the judgments of the former judgments of ancient times. And it's coming. Another. The days of Noah shall also be the son coming of the Son of Man, which is us, the elect, and coming of our King, our brother Yahushua. Because we are here. He answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doth abide. Therefore hath they prayed for the weak. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time. See that? But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, at the beginning of their mortality, for to come, wherein corruption is past, and temperance is at an end, and fidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that hath gotten the victory. I answered then and said, this is my first and last saying, that it had been better not to have given the earth unto Adam, or else, when it was given him, to have restrained from sinning. For what profit is it for man now in this present time to live in heaviness, and after death to look for punishment? See, the true God telling us what was done by these false gods, these fake gods, these other beings calling themselves gods, when he's the only true God, the Most High, the Father, the Ruach that dwells in us. And he said, his firstborn, which is the image of him he created. That's who watching guys over us, the one who created all creation, that was birthed through the Father and brought us forth through himself, as we created the others and the worlds through him, from him, out of him. Then we were formed and given temples, but we have other worlds and we're here. Shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that hath gotten the victory. Okay. I answered then and said, this is my first and last saying, that it had been not better to give the earth unto Adam, or else, when it was given him, to have him restrained from sinning, to restrain him from sinning. But what it profits a man now in this present time to live in heaviness, and after death to look for punishment? O thou Adam, what hast thou done? For though it was thou that sinned, thou art not fallen alone, but we all that come of thee. For we know Adam is also known as Lucifer. He is a fallen one, a Lucifer, a light bearer that has fallen, a Lord of the earth. Thou art not fallen alone, but we all that come of thee. For what profit is it unto us if there be promised us an immortal time, whereas we have done the works that bring death, and there is promised us an everlasting hope, whereas ourselves the most wicked are made vain, and they are laid up for us dwellings of health and safety, whereas we have lived wickedly, and that the glory of the Most High is kept to defend them which have led a weary life, whereas we have walked in the most wicked ways of all. So people don't understand that. And that the glory of the Most High is kept to defend them which have led a weary life. It's kept to defend them that have led a weary life. This is protected this way, set this way, where we have walked in the most wicked way of all. This is protected to be separated from wicked ones and those of the wicked. He has a reward for those that live that weary life, and he will defend that glory. He will defend that way in that world and that life and what he has for them. And for those, the reward of the righteous. And that there should be shown a paradise whose fruit endureth forever, wherein is security and medicine, since we shall not enter into it. For we have walked in unpleasant places, and that the faces of them which have used abstinence shall shine above the stars, whereas our faces shall be because in darkness. For while we lived and committed iniquity, we consider not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. Pay attention to that. For while we lived and committed iniquity, we consider not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. That folks that think there's no judgment, think there's nothing to come, and they won't die when they're gonna die. But they think there's no punishment. They don't know they will begin to suffer for it after death, for their iniquity. The answer he said, The answer he said, this is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, back to where I was at. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. So that's what y'all need to understand. Since the decree that was done, that's what we got to go through. That if he be overcome, he shall suffer. That's what I said. So if we let all this in this world overcome him and they fall into it, get along and go along just to live that life, he shall suffer, as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say. For this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people while he lived, saying, choose ye life, that thou mayest live. Nevertheless, they believed not him, nor yet the prophets after him, nor me, which have spoken unto them, that they should not be such heaviness. There should not be such heaviness in their destruction, as shall be joy over them that are persuaded to salvation. Many don't want salvation. Don't seek for it. Don't care for it. Don't believe in it. But for the ones that do, it's true and real. And thou shalt be rewarded for it. Rewarded for thy righteousness. I understand. I know, Adon, that the Most High is called merciful. The true God we're speaking of. We're speaking of Satan now, because we told you about Satan whenever he bring him up. He the one with the wickedness. Telling people to kill, murder, do whatever. Now, if you kill him to protect or to save someone, that's not evil wickedness. You gotta understand that. I answered then and said, I now Adon that the Most High is called merciful, and that he hath mercy upon them which are not yet come into the world. So he got mercy upon those that not even coming to this world yet. But when they do come, he watches over and guides over them. Try to lead them. But Satan, you know, he comes in to try to steal them away. Who shall they follow? And upon those also that turn to his law, he got mercy upon them. That he is patient and long suffering those that have sinned as his creatures. You see that? And that he is patient. You understand that? And long suffering those that have sinned as his creatures. That's Satan that's ready to come and kill you and get you out of there. When you see that a guy come and do that, a wicked man do that, yeah, don't say it. Father, most times merciful. Give a man a chance. He tends to want to try to change his man heart. But stubborn man, stiff neck, just won't change. Now you do. We know that leads to death, leads to destruction. As he foretold what will happen. And that he is bountiful, for he is ready to give where it is needed. So he's ready to give when it's needed, where it's needed. Focus on him. True God. True God. Father. The title Yahweh, what was given us. And that he is of great mercy, for he multiplies more and more mercies to them that are present and that are past, and also to them that which are to come. You gotta understand these scriptures are past, present, and future. And he done for all. And he's still gonna do for all. That's what he said. But there's judgment coming. For if he shall not multiply his mercies, the world would not continue with them that inherit therein. Because this place has been destroyed. He's keeping it where it stays. And many men are the deaf. They follow the father of death. And he pondered, for if he did not sow of his goodness, that they which have committed iniquities might be eased of them. The 10,000th part of men should not remain living. We'll read that again. He pondered, for if he did not so of his goodness, that they which have committed iniquities might be eased of them. The 10,000th part of men should not remain living. You see that? Take that and understand in your head. See if you understand. And being judged, if he should not forgive them that are cured. Read that again. And being judged, if he should not forgive them that are cured with his word, put out the multitude of contentions. There should be very few left peradventure, an innumerable multitude. But we're going to say all praise, give all praise to the Heavenly Father. We'll give our praise to the Heavenly Father. Kahalab na Yahweh. Show me our shine.